Okay, so this is the goal that I would say for all of us. We're building happy homeowners as well as quality projects. So how do we do that? How do we build happy homeowners? Well, I feel like there are two keys to building a happy homeowner. The first one we talked about when we were talking about projects and what went wrong with them, and that's clear communication. To me, in the 25 years that I've been doing this, clear communication is so important. Clear communication with our homeowners, with our subcontractors, everyone that's involved. It's really critical. The second for me is managing clients' expectations, something that you have to do from that very first meeting that you have with the client. Because if you don't set up the right expectations, you're never going to end up with a happy homeowner. Okay, so let's talk about clear communications first. You know, in today's modern world, we're fortunate, it could be a blessing and a curse, but we've got so many different ways to communicate with people. And I really think that you need to use as many as you can, but know when to use them and how to use them. So I've listed 5 of them here, the 5, I think, most common ones. And I've listed them from the fastest to the slowest. But they're also listed in the same order of the amount of information that you can convey, from the least amount to the most amount. So obviously a text message is the fastest way to communicate to someone, but it's the least amount that you can communicate to them. Where a written document is going to take you a long time to put together, but it's really the only way that you can actually explain something in greater detail. Now, you're going to have site meetings with people, you're going to have phone conversations, you're going to have decisions that are made, and choices that are made. But I always encourage my contractors to, after you've had that conversation or after you've had that site meeting, to go back and document that in writing. Write an email, write a document, because my adage is, if it's not in writing, it doesn't exist. So whether it's intentional or not, people forget things, and I just think it's very important with all of, especially now with emails. You know, you can just, you have that meeting, put it down in an email, make sure you CC the spouse, and then you're covered and you know that it's been documented. The third thing with clear communication is utilizing technology. So I'm sure everyone has a smartphone, right? That's like the most important tool in our industry today. But it wasn't always like that. I remember when I showed up 10 years ago with my first smartphone. It was a Trio. Did anyone have a Trio? It was like an upgraded Palm Pilot. And I remember going to the job site, and like I was so proud of it. And I went to the general contractor, a guy who'd been doing this for 30 years. I said, Brian, I have this new device. I can send and receive emails from the job site. And he looked at me and he said, Ed, why in the world would you want to do that? That just gets in the way of building. So now, 10 years later, Brian has a smartphone and he uses it all the time. But another tool that is starting to be used, and I think is a really important one as well, is a tablet or an iPad. How many of you here use a tablet or an iPad in your business? Yeah, okay. I think in another 5 years, everyone's going to have them as much as smartphones. Either that or the smartphones, you know, they're just kind of getting bigger. They're going to be one and the same device.